another live. Let us see who has their notification, post notification turned on. And we're on the track right now. So we need to talk about, what happened in Eugene, Oregon earlier today. All right, in the context of the 100 meters for women. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Would love for you to join me here on the track. All right, so come on over, come on over. Let me just wait a moment to get this live going in terms of our number here. So just waiting for persons to come on in. So guys, I am right at the finish line. I am on the track right now, as you can see. So come on in, guys, and let us have a conversation. So as you enter, please hit the like button, hit the share button, and the subscription button as well. So come on in one, come on in two, come on in all right. And let us talk a little bit. I promised you earlier today on the live, while we were providing live updates about what was happening there in Eugene, that perhaps I might just go on the track because we need to talk a little bit. So as you should know by now, all right, Sha'Carri Richardson won that race in Eugene today. So, congratulations to Sha'Carri Richardson, of course, all right, winning that, race in Eugene. And Sha'Carri's time, season best of 10.83 seconds. Julian Alfred of St. Lucia, she did fantastic as well. She came in second, 10.93 season best. And cousin Dina Asher Simit, right, of Great Britain, 10.98, and that's a season best. So the top three athletes, sub 11, and that is fantastic. Daryl Nita was in the number 4 spot, 11 seconds flat. Jefferson, number 5 spot, 11:02. Talu, 11:05. Then Terry, Terry, 11:19. Brown, 11:21. And Thompson-Herah, 11:30. So Sha'Carri, the boss of this one for sure. So again, big congratulations to Sha'Carri Richardson. All right, so why we're here in terms of talking about this, it's a little bit of, for some of us, unexpected, for some of us very expected. And so for me, I guess the top persons in this one, that people would have been talking about would be for sure Richardson, Alfred, Dina Asher Simit, Talu, Thompson-Herah. All right, and so in that sense, for some of us, we have some disappointments, and perhaps not to the point where you can't sleep. All right, it's for some. So for Thompson-Herah, it's our first run of the season, and so I don't know what some persons were expecting. I don't know if you were expecting back at 10.54, but for sure, I was somewhat more, I was confident that she perhaps would have done better. So just to put that out there, was not expecting her to be in, as Jamaica would say, dead last place. But it's the season, it's the start of the season. But there are some questions, guys, and that is what I want to talk about. So again, Miss Richardson looking fantastic, kudos to her, but there are some questions. So before we get to Thompson-Herah, Talu, not sure what happened. So a lot of persons were carrying Talu to win this one, given how she showed up in Jamaica, 10.91, I believe there, with her 100 meters opening. And I won't she opened the season at the World Relays, Talu, but first 100 meters would be in Jamaica there. And so for her to be in this number 6 spot, I was kind of wondering, what's happening in this race. So that's for Talu. Like, Talu for me was one of the expectations not met, right? In that context, guys, I can see that you're here, but we're not hitting the thumbs up button. Come on, man, do better. We can get this thumbs up button to over 15 right now, so please, hit the like button, hit the share button, and the subscription button. Mats Morgan, thanks for being here as I show you the track. Looks like the one in Oregon, right? All right, so just to let you know, we definitely, one of these days, I'm going to be on this track when something is going to be happening here. So hopefully all is well, and we can bring you some action from this track as well. So in this context, guys, would love to hear from you, in the context of Talu. How do you feel about Talu's, performance there in Eugene? Were you expecting a better performance from Talu? All right, so perhaps that's the first, one of, as I said, one of the expectations not met for a lot of us. And of course, the big one, Elaine Thompson-Herah. All right, so lots of questions, regarding Elaine, and I believe one of the big question is, why did Elaine, show up in Eugene? Was it a tactical, decision? And if you were on our live in terms of the race, Elaine got a good start, and that was pretty much it. Right? So one of the questions, that perhaps I raised or Ruren, like, was she just, testing her start, with, a good quality field? Was it about that? Because the thing is, Elaine is no longer a Nike athlete. And again, from the not that, let's not say the beginning, but a bit prior to this new development that Elaine is going to show up in Eugene, we were informed that Elaine was going to make her season opening in Grenada. And so at this point, persons are wondering, why did she show up? Like, she's not a Nike athlete, and if it is that she's not in the best shape, why make your season debut, I guess, at a place where perhaps too much pressure on you? So that kind of thing, that question is pretty much there. The next part of it too, question that is being raised, is perhaps this was a business decision, right? So would love to hear from you that she perhaps was well compensated to go there and perform, and so this was a part of it. Because when you look at the race, it's as if she did not run, but it is what it is. She lost, and I am not here to make excuses because I don't know. I'm just kind of relaying some of what we have been hearing, and would definitely love to hear from you. So please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and of course the subscription button. And let me know if you're liking this view right now. So had to come on the track here just to talk about this one in the context of Elaine. All right, so what are you guys thinking about Miss Sha'Carri Richardson? Like, Sha'Carri, when we saw her in the 200s, she wasn't looking so fantastic, but in the 100, she is looking pretty good. All right, so what are you thinking right now in this context, given the Olympic Games that are coming up? Do you believe that there is still time? Do you believe that Thompson-Herah is going to make the Jamaican team? Lots of questions, persons are asking. But I guess with Thompson-Herah, we just want to pray that she continues to be, healthy, in good shape in terms of physically and injury free. So that's something big for her. And if that can be controlled and, she's able to get better and progress, then we might be seeing something different from her. So, not too sure what you're thinking about that, but that is something definitely to consider with Elaine in this context. So, let me just, take another look. And Justin, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening to you. Sorry, we don't have the setup for you to call in right now, because I am sure you will have something to say. You'll definitely have something to say in this one. So sorry that we don't have that situation, that context right now. But I am sure you have something to say. So just type it out there and I'll definitely try my best to read that for you. But we were talking about you earlier today to say, if you were here, you would have you would have called. And you're saying, I told you my girl is ready. Absolutely, she's looking good, she's looking fantastic, she's looking ready. So as long as, I guess, things continue to trend in that direction for Sha'Carri, she's definitely going to be one of those, top contenders for the Olympic gold for sure. So definitely, definitely, definitely. And Mats Morgan is saying Miss Richardson ran well. Yeah, for sure, guys. For sure she did. So that is one context there. So let me know what your views are in the chat. So just check in, and the thumbs up button, hit that like button. Let me see if I'm missing anything in the chat here. Just give me a second. So we had to come and just talk about this, and definitely. All right, so remember to hit that like button, share button, and subscription button. This is not going to be a long one. And Sha'Carri looked really well. She kind of eased down closer to the finish. She was comfortable, very comfortable. And I said, she was looking really good. She was very, very comfortable in this one. So just check in to see, what you guys have to say about this. Is it a case, where Elaine is not quite ready, but she will get ready? How does a Sharika Jackson and a Shelley and Fraser Price, fit in this one? Would love to hear from you. And so far I believe this, was the race of the season so far. And perhaps we won't see something to this nature until the Olympic Games and perhaps the Diamond League final. All right, just looking here, Mats Morgan is saying Era running this race gives her a good measure of where she is in her preparation, for sure. And so again, it's her season. She's just opening her season. But I can understand what some persons are saying, why choose, Eugene to do that at this point, given that, we already heard that she was going to Grenada. So that's why persons are asking, was it, something just to test or start in terms of being tactical? Was it a case where it was a business decision in terms of, compensation? So would love to hear from you. So Mats Morgan, how do you feel about the race, the 100 meters race overall? If there's anything else you'd like to share there. All right, so yeah, so again, welcome if you're just tuning in.
Guys, we got this combination. I won. All right. You follow the line.
All right, so just doing a quick check here for you guys just to see if, but if you've missed it, you can always go back on our live to get the live, audio updates. We have you covered in that regard. Definitely have you covered in that regard for sure. So just to let you know that we are here, and again, trying to bring you programs as best as we can. So for sure. Talu, let me just try and see that comment there. And they're saying Talu looked a shadow of herself as well. What do you mean by that, Mats Morgan? Yeah, I talked about the fact that Talu, we're expecting to see something better from Talu. Perhaps that was one of the first expectation not met. And so in that context, we were looking to see, perhaps a lot of persons, by the way, had Talu for the win. So it was a bit shocking to see that she wasn't in the top three. Well, she didn't win, she wasn't in the top three. Oh well, I just lost something here, but that's fine. And so that is something that a lot of persons were asking about, what was happening in that race, because we saw Talu, and it's the expectation that athletes will get better over time as they progress, and we are not too sure. So again, we got a comment too while we were doing the live there, in terms of what was happening in Eugene, that professional athletes, they understand this thing, track and field, so they're not going to go out in terms of being so powerful, right? And so in that context, maybe that is something that is happening as well. All right, so little action here on the track. And we'll definitely see what happens, I guess, as the season progresses. But welcome, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We're just talking about what happened there. Sha'Carri, looks very good, looks to be in, I guess, fine form. And Justin, can you, if you're still here, can you let us know if it's a case where she's perhaps going to peak too early? So would love to hear from you, because you can tell us some of that as well. And yeah, but she was looking really good. She was looking really good there in in the race. Very comfortable, very comfortable. I believe perhaps Julian Alfred got the best start. Elaine got a very good start as well. Sha'Carri, not too sure where, but Julian Alfred, she went out very hard. She went out very hard, but Sha'Carri, having, as what Justin would say, that kind of top end speed, she's able to just take off, and she take off, and then she was just kind of calming down. And a lot of persons were also saying to me too, at the end of the race, we saw something from Sha'Carri that's like, it's Sha'Carri. And so perhaps that kind of friendly tone that we saw at the World Championships, that perhaps might be out through the door, but she has a lot to say in terms of statement, and it's always good when the athletes are making that statement on the track. I don't have a problem with that, because that's where they're going to make that statement, and once they're making the statement on the track, then that is definitely something that I can appreciate. So for sure. So roll call, who is here? We're going to wrap this one up in a little bit. But who is here? Who is here? Just doing a quick roll call. Roll call, roll call. Who is here? I don't know if I'm missing anything out of the chat because I'm not really seeing it. Oh, last comment here from Mats Morgan. But who is here? Let me know. But overall, just talking in general now, there were some good performances. Holloway, he stands out too. Like he did fantastic in that 110-meter hurdles. Like he was just galloping. Answer Parchment, I don't know. Like we know that he has a very sluggish start, but for this one, it appears, as if he was going to kind of stumble or I don't know, kind of fall. But he did super well in terms of getting back, I believe, into the number 4 spot. So Parchment there. And then over to the 100-meter hurdles for women. That wasn't counted in terms of points for the Diamond League, right? And I believe it's what's her name from France who took that one over Camacho Quinn. Serena, I believe. Okay, but I perhaps need to recheck her name there. But for sure, it was good in that context overall. Shanika Ricketts, I think she settled for 3rd place there in the jump. And who else? In terms of the 100 meters for men, we were perhaps expecting Akeem Blake to put on a better showing. That did not happen. Christian Coleman, got that one. So that's another event there. But lots, guys. The next stop is going to be on May 30th in Oslo. And we want to be on that stop with you too, so ensure that you subscribe, you turn on your post notification bell so you know that when we go live you'll get the updates. And if you can recall, with that stop, Mr. Curly said, the next time he touches the track, he's going to break Usain's record. And I believe Mr. Curly should be in Oslo. So, looking forward to seeing Mr. Curly breaking, Usain's record. And so that is definitely something to look out for, right? And yeah, and then I believe we'll have the racers track meet in Jamaica there somewhere there on the weekend. So lots to follow us and be a part of. We'll try our best to get those to you in terms of programs. So we'll be here for sure. So roll call, who is here? Even if you don't want to comment, hit that like button. And really appreciate the silent supporters too. Really appreciate you guys. So as you come on in, let me know where you're tuned in from. Again, we're on the track here, just talking about Eugene. And some of the big questions were really about Elaine, in the context of showing up there. One of the things that some persons are forgetting is the fact that this is our first race of the season. So I guess persons were expecting a 10.54 or something better, given that that's the track. That track has history for Helene. So I don't know if it was in that sense where persons were expecting a fantastic time for Elaine. But for sure, I was expecting something a little bit better than 11.30, but it is what it is. Sharika, when she did her first 100 meters, it was, I believe, 11.03 in the National Stadium. We're yet to see Shelly, and we see Sha'Carri now in her first 100, and it's like sound the alarm, sound the big thing them, see the big machine out. 10.83, not the world leading time. The world leading time is held by Jesus Sears. Jesus. All right, Sears. And so I know Sha'Carri's time is not the world leading time, it's Sears. But I can't remember what Sears' time is. But for sure, that is definitely fantastic. And I am excited to see how this season is going to unfold for sure. And so again, sometimes we see what is happening her early in the season, it may not necessarily translate to what happens, for example, in the Olympic Games. So we know, the USA, they're going to have their trials. Jamaica, they're going to have their trials. So these athletes, they have to make the team, all right, to go to the Olympic, to run in their individual events. There are no buys like, World Championship, and so in this sense, athletes will have to try to ensure that they're doing what they need to do to ensure that they can secure a spot on their national team, to go and do what they need to do at the Olympic Games. So for sure, that is something that we have to consider in that sense too, where perhaps some athletes are just pacing themselves, right? Pacing themselves. And maybe even for Talu, maybe she think that she was running a bit easier in Jamaica, but it was perhaps too much for her for a season to open her, well, to for a 100 opener. But lots to see. But again, as I said, with Elaine, if she's healthy and okay and she's putting in the work, then I'm not perturbed about her 11:30 today. Definitely not perturbed, because as I said, I've listened to her, and she sounds good, fantastic. And so again, just not too overly concerned as long as she's injury free. And again, it could be something that they're working on, or again, as some persons are saying, perhaps it was a business decision to go and participate in Eugene, right? And so, but when we think about the other aspect of things, like for her to say I'm going, like she's no longer a Nike athlete, so she didn't have to show up. So must be for something really important, business decision, or to test where she's at, perhaps with a good quality field. Perhaps she was testing her start, because as some persons said, Elaine didn't run. She didn't run, but it is what it is. That result is recorded, and we have to stand by that. 11:30 for our season opener, and that's our season best as of today. So we'll definitely see what continues in this context. And should I do a walk, guys? I don't know. I did a walk the other day, but let's do a quick walk around this track and just talk and see if anybody else come on in, and then perhaps we'll just close this one out. So like the athletes, I'm taking a drink first. So yeah, welcome guys. Hit the like button, man. You guys not liking up the thing, as what Soldier would say, like up the live, people. All right, so let's go and let's see how this one goes for sure. So again, if you're just visiting us for the first time, we kind of went around this track already, so I'll just give you another view of this track. All right, so pretty decent track. All right, and again, want to hear from you. The chat is so quiet. I'm not seeing any new comments in the chat, but we're talking about what happened there in Eugene. So that is why I found it fitting to just come on the track and do this quick live with you guys, so that we can talk and just have a good vibe. All right, so again, a beautiful track here. And let me know. So, can I get 10 thumbs up? Hit the thumbs up button and let's go. So, here is perhaps where they do the javelin. This little stretch here, I believe. And let's just continue. And in that part there, perhaps the shot put, I don't know, amateur, not too sure there, but yeah, that's what's going on. And again, would love to hear from you. Who do you believe is going to win the Olympic gold medal in Paris? All right, bonjour et bienvenue. So hello and welcome. If you're just tuning in, please hit the like button. Let me know, who do you believe is going to win that women's 100-meter gold medal in Paris? On the live today, when we were, I guess giving the live updates regarding the races, someone in the chat, I believe it was Evans was sharing that, the women, they are doing extremely well in track and field, and perhaps they do not get the credit that they deserve in that sense. So would love to hear from you, what are your views? And what Evans was sharing was that since Usain Bolt, we have not seen, the men pretty much stepping up, and it is the women who are pretty much, making the track exciting right now. So would love to hear from you in that context as well. And welcome if you're just tuning in. All right, so yeah, we're on the track, and hopefully you're hearing me clearly. The last time, perhaps not the last time, the first time we were on this track, it was so windy, and again it rained, so the track is a bit, well, here where I'm walking, it's pretty good, but we have some water to the side. Soon you'll see that, but it's pretty good. And I'm planning on coming here for some meets that they will have. So if you guys are interested in seeing students running, then we'll be here for that. Some water there on that side. Let's see, feels good. And earlier today we were talking about the steeplechase, right? And a lot of us, this looks like a beautiful view. So where I'm just walking, it is so hard to kind of see because of where the sun. So I'm just going to put this down there a bit, and so perhaps you guys can see. All right, but we're heading to the steeplechase, that thing where they jump in to the water. I was saying I showed this some time ago, but let's just take another look. So let's go. So just giving you a quick little tour here, so that you can see what is happening. And welcome if you're just tuning in. So this hurdle or obstacle is pretty much what they jump over, right? So look now, guys. So this is it. So they're running, they're coming, and this is what they're going to jump. So they're jumping over this, right? And let me see how best I can share. Perhaps I need to go to the other side so that you can see the depth of this thing. All right, let's. So when they jump, don't know what you're seeing. That's how deep it is. So they have to jump really, really forward to try and land somewhere here, like right here on the top, because it's like a slope. So I'm going all the way down. So you don't want to jump too close to the obstacle. It means that you're going to be further in the water. You want to try and hit as far as on the top of the slope. All right, so let us see if you can. I'm gonna try and put this down or go as low as I can so you can get a good view of this thing here. Promise to do another thing on it. Escape, welcome. Hello to you. So Elaine ran, but she came ninth with a time of 11.30. All right, I think it was ninth, right? She was in the number 9 spot or the last position. All right, 11.30. That was the time for Elaine. All right, welcome. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and of course the subscription button. So just giving you guys another look here as we go around the track to pretty much end this one. But it was a fantastic day on the track today, and was really happy to see Elaine, of course, because lots of questions. And now I know persons are going to ask about Shelly. When will we see Shelly? So it's at least good to see, Elaine on the track. And so at least we can see where she's at. So if she should do a 10.54 or 10 something, then that should be a big surprise for a lot of us. So we'll definitely see how that goes for sure. Yeah. So again, it's a nice day out here on the track, and pretty much going to wrap this one up. So here, long jump or perhaps triple jump here. So that's what's happening there. And it's always good to have this kind of first-hand experience of what a track looks like, feels like, and it's really different as opposed to when you're seeing it on the television. So as track and field fans, if you ever get the opportunity, just visit a track. It's totally different, totally different. And for sure we want to bring you all the updates, all the highlights of what is happening. So ensure that you hit the like button, subscription button, turn on your post notification so that you do not miss any updates, because I know a lot of persons are missing out on this one, but eventually they'll get to be here and join us for sure. All right, so guys, I am pretty much back at the finish line here. So I just want to thank you very much for, joining us for this quick little pop-up live, you know. Thank you so much for all your support, you know. Thank you very much. Definitely, definitely appreciate it, all the love. And we just need to continue to grow stronger together, all right? Because we can only get better in the context of the programs that we provide. All right, so again, thank you so much for tuning in. Blessings and love, everyone. Until next time, see you in the next live. And remember to take care of yourself, exercise self care. That is definitely, definitely important. And perhaps you did not see this side, but that's a look. The sun is still over that side. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. That's it for On the Track this evening. Stick and stay with us. Ensure that you have your post notification turned on. So you must be subscribed to the channel, and stick and stay when we get back for our next On the Track feature. All right, so blessings and love, everyone. Do not leave without hitting the like button, share button, and subscription button. Until next time, take care and see you in the next live.